Welcome everyone! In this video, we are in the Ultra League, showcasing another very powerful team featuring Aurorus. Aurorus is now much more widely available to most of us with Adventure Week going on, so I figured why not showcase it in the Ultra League, where I absolutely love it. It will be the closer along with Walrein, as we see here on the safe swap with this double ice ABB style team. Walrein's on the team to draw out any potential fighters that may be lurking in the back so that Virizion can come back in, take out that fighter or steel type, and look to put in work. Virizion, amazing on the lead in the Ultra League. Aurorus, one of my favorite closers to run in the Ultra League. This thing is amazing as a closer. And here we go. Off a lead, a Galarian Weezing that hardwalls our moveset as we are running Leaf Blade. And they're staying in a little bit as we make a play into Walrein here. We tank and overheat if they so choose. But no, they're not running overheat. They're running play rough, and they're still in this matchup even though we gave them switch. That means they are likely weak to a Walrein in the back. Gonna bait with an Icicle Spear because they're staying in. So they really need to get rid of this Walrein, it seems. So I thought that would be a very safe bait, and it was. And speaking of baits, they return the favor with a bait of their own, coming in the form of Brutal Swing, going for the EQ now, and we say bye-bye to that Galarian Weezing. That's a major obstacle out of the way for our Virizion. And speaking of major obstacles, holy smokes, they had a Charizard lurking in the back. Not too many places for Virizion to go thus far here. But Walrein is up to the task, putting in the work. Holy smokes, taking out the Weezing and getting the Charizard below 50% health. What more could you ask for? They take us out with the Dragon Claw. They still have tons of energy, as Charizard always does. Coming in with our Aurorus, of course. Walrein coming in clutch, allowing us to control the alignment in this matchup. You love to see it. Gonna shield up this Blast Burn. We do tank it quite comfortably, but they're staying in yet again on an awful matchup. So something else in the back doesn't like ice. Holy smokes, I wonder what it could be. And they shield the low health Charizard. Holy smokes. I'm thinking at this point it's either a Giratina, a dragon, like a Dragonite, or perhaps a Pidgeot, something of that nature. Something that definitely does not want to see an ice or a rock type. We take out that Zard, not wanting to take much more damage, and oh my goodness, it's a Gliscor with no shields in its shadow form. Holy smokes, we're doing big damage with a Weather Ball. That's insane damage. And the Powder Snow takes it out. Holy smokes, I'm telling you guys, Aurorus can absolutely take over a game. Good game, well played. Oh, I'm so happy they brought Aurorus back for Adventure Week. Now we all can get a good Aurorus for the Ultra League. It's so good as a closer. Here we go. Awful lead yet again. But Galvantula thrives when it has shields, and we know that. So I like to bait here. We do tank a neutral lunge, no problem. It's quite problematic, a bit of a core breaker for Virizion and Walrein, so grabbing an early shield would be quite nice. And we do. Galvantula absolutely has to shield. It is quite squishy. Gonna let this go. We do survive a discharge if they so choose, but they do not. They decide to debuff us and bring in a Jellicent. So we have an early shield advantage. We are debuffed, so of course this Earthquake's gonna do quite a bit less. About 33% or so on the Jellicent. Maybe slightly less, but it does not matter. We're going to let this go, and they are going to take us out. This is primarily why we run Leaf Blade for Jellicent and Tapu Fini. It really comes in clutch for those two for very obvious reasons. Gonna go for this Leaf Blade here. They can survive this, and they do. They let that go, and we will let this go as well as we survive their Shadow Ball. And we don't want to let our Virizion go down, because whenever you are faced with a debuffing Pokemon, or a Pokemon that has the ability to debuff you, it is always beneficial to think ahead, plan ahead, and save a low health Pokemon so that you can swap out at some point to clear the debuffs. Gonna shield this up just in case they want to discharge us, but they don't. They want to debuff us yet again. and that is okay. Gonna throw this weather ball bait with proper timing. In case you're wondering, if you have a 2-turn fast move and you're up against a 4-turn, you want to be throwing on odd numbers. That is proper timing. So we throw one and then yet another weather ball. They let that go. We had the meteor beam, could have taken out this very annoying Galvantula, but I was thinking for sure they would shield their Galvantula. They do not, and they've got a Flygon in the back. My goodness. Very spicy, very interesting pick for the Ultra League, going for the Weather Ball. We are double debuffed by a Flygon, not known for its bulk. That still does big damage on it, and this is just a Dragon Claw. We survive. Aurora's quite bulky. And we don't even need to swap out to clear this debuff. We get to this Weather Ball. And we say bye-bye to the Flygon. Twice debuffed, no problem. And we Powder Snow down that Galvantula. I'm telling you guys, get yourself a good Aurorus. Take advantage of this event. It's an amazing closer. Good game, well played to them. Double debuffed Aurorus putting in the work to close that one strong. And here we go. Tapu Fini. Again, primarily why we run Leaf Blade in the Ultra League on Virizion on the lead for Fini and Jellicent. So I like to build up to the Stone Edge, fake them out, make them think that we don't have the Leaf Blade because they usually, there's a much higher chance that they let it go, knowing that they do tank it quite comfortably. Going for Leaf Blade number 2, now grabbing shields from the top of Fini, and we wait 2 turns to catch what we think might be a Moonblast, but no, they were looking to bait our Virizion. Oh, you love to see it. We made him waste energy. We grabbed the shield. They rebank their Moonblast and make a play into their Registeel. So Tapu Fini, in terms of team reading, will 9 times out of 10 have at least a Registeel in the back. If it's double steel, it's usually Cobalion as the second steel type, but it could also be a Charizard. So what we're going to do here, shield this up, because what we would like to do, we have such an advantage here. We had the energy, had the shield. We're going to either look to flip switch or grab a shield. We grab the shield. We're fine with that. We will live with that. That is the best you can ask for out of a good safe swap. And Walrein has done the job here. Going to let this go. Save the shield for the end game and look to come in with our Virizion here. We're not looking to get hit by a move here. We know that Tapu Fini has a Moonblast loaded. We say bye-bye to the Reggie. We want to preserve health on Virizion just in case it happens to be the double steel variation of the Tapu Fini Registeel core. So saving that shield came in quite clutch for us. They stopped attacking for a bit there. And it is double steel. It's not with Cobalion, which is what you generally see. It's a Stunfisk. So we're going to look to just bank some energy here and then make the play into Aurorus. And Aurorus doesn't have too many places to go up against this team, so might as well put it here where it can do neutral damage to this G-Fisk. Going for this Weather Ball here. They are at the EQ. It is the zeros, but you guys are going to see Aurorus tanks that like a champ. Holy smokes, the bulk on Aurorus comes in so clutch in the Ultra League. And they are going to actually struggle to farm down. We're going to make it to this Weather Ball here. And they have to farm down to chip away at our Virizion, but Aurorus is here to put that all to rest. Not going to happen. We say bye-bye to that G-Fisk, and holy smokes, Aurorus. So clutch in the Ultra League. It was lights out for them. Oh my goodness. Good game, well played to them. Aurora's putting in work in the zeros up against G-Fisk. You love to see it. And here we go. You also love to see a Swampert when you run Leaf Blade Virizion. And this is not much more better for them. Holy smokes, their core broken really hard by Virizion here. They safe swap a Scrafty onto our Virizion. They gift wrapped this because, yeah, we're going to stay right here and take this thing out, as it is a nightmare for our backline for very, very obvious reasons. Going for another Sacred Sword here, see what they want to do. They cut the losses and completely sack their Scrafty, although they did put in a bit of work with those boosted counters, courtesy of their power-up punch, and they've got a Zard in the back, so going to pivot into Walrein. Treat that as if we were encountering it on the lead. You don't want to go right into your best counter because they will be able to swap out, and we would be locked in with our Swampert, and that would effectively be game over for us. So that is why we pivot into our Walrein. They tank the Icicle Spear and then bring the Swampert back in. Going for yet another Icicle Spear here. The newly buffed Icicle Spear, by the way. Very easy to forget that, as Walrein still has not seen as much play as in previous seasons, even though it has been buffed. And they are going to take us out with a Hydro Cannon, not wanting to tank another neutral Icicle Spear. And they will get to another Hydro Cannon here, but that is resisted, and we are quite tanky. We survived that quite easily and going to look to take out the Swampert here. It's a nightmare for Aurorus lurking in the back here. And they let it go, so we are in cruise control. It is game over. There is nothing more they can do. That Charizard is absolutely helpless. They know that, and they do top left. Good game, well played to them. Man, guys, nothing pleases me more than checkmating Charizard with Aurorus. It's a thing of beauty. Also a thing of beauty is a Registeel lead with Virizion here. They make a play into their own Virizion. Now that is a very, very tricky safe swap for us to handle here. We have to chip it down. What I would like to do is leave this only having to tank one Sacred Sword, and because they overfarmed, we're going to look to CMP tie them. Because of our trade IVs here, we don't win very many CMP ties, so we're going to look to just tank this one Sacred Sword. It's not likely they shield this one, and now it is in a manageable range for our Walrein. A lot of safe swap Virizions don't run Leaf Blade, so I'm thinking this is just a Sacred Sword, which does less damage than Leaf Blade, by the way. And it was just the Sacred Sword. Gonna look to get rid of this Aurorus with an Icicle Spear. They do let that go. And now they do bring in the Registeel, of course. And now I'm not sure if they'll let us get to this EQ. They don't. They look to throw immediately. So now what we need to do, we let this go, and because we stayed in on that Virizion, we've got to get the switch clocks back somewhat in sync here. So we wait the full switch clock, still not quite up, and they've got a Shadow Zapdos in the back. Holy smokes, gonna look to catch on 7 of their Thunder Shocks. That is proper timing. We catch that resisted damage on our Aurorus. You love to see it, and we do. They do, well, they have a 5 and a 4 cycle as well, so we don't outpace, but we can do super effective, of course. This is a very comfortable matchup for Aurorus in the even shield scenario. I'm gonna shield. They did build up to the Thunderbolt. That would have done a lot from a Shadow Zapdos, and it was just the Drill Peck bait. Very risky bait by them. Gonna go for the Weather Ball here, grabbing the final shield, and this is basically within resisted Leaf Blade range, so gonna let this go here. Just another Drill Peck bait. Now I'm wondering if they even have Thunderbolt at that point. It might just be single moved. We will never know. Gonna go for this Sacred Sword here on the Reggie as they do pivot back in. And we had loaded energy going for Sacred Sword number 2. This Reggie has no shields. This does not quite KO, as Registeel is about as bulky as it gets. And now we're going to look to just overfarm. As I mentioned, that Zapdos is within resisted Leaf Blade range, so we can comfortably shield this. Speaking of resisted, they go for the resisted Zap Cannon. We get to the back-to-back. We are debuffed, but this has stab and is super effective. We're saying bye-bye to the Reggie. Got the Leaf Blade locked and loaded because of our overfarm. We get to this as well. And I think they abandoned the match. We say bye-bye nonetheless. Works just the same, does not matter. And Virizion coming in clutch, closing strong. That's going to be a good game well played. Definitely one of the better Aurorus teams you can run in the Ultra League. And here we go. Nightmare lead. Shiny Charizard here. Going to make a play into our Walrein safe swap. And we draw out an Ampharos. Very interesting. Gonna go just straight Icicle Spear here. We want to make a play for switch, if at all possible. So with the newly buffed damage, we can actually flip this in the ones here. So they go Thunder Punch, and we are at another Icicle Spear here. Gonna go for it here and see what they want to do. It'll be interesting to see what they do. They do let it go, so very interesting. Now we will give up a shield here and we will farm this thing down, survive their Volt Switch because our Powder Snow registers before theirs, and we have Flip Switch. It costs us a shield, but we do leave with energy to threaten this Charizard here. Absolutely needed to control Switch here to give ourselves the best chance possible here. Now we can align our Aurorus onto this Charizard. You'd love to see it. And they are going to go for a Blast Burn here, but it's a non-shadow. We tank it quite comfortably. Only hits us for neutral damage with our rock typing. And they've got a Jelly in the back, up a shield. So this will be very interesting to see here. Going to look to go for the Leaf Blade. Again, on Jellicent and Tapu Fini, I like to build up to the Stone Edge. Make them think that we may not have it, but we do. And now the secrets have been revealed. We tank a Shadow Ball quite comfortably. Quite bulky, Virizion. And just going to look to play to a CMP tie. They're over-farming quite a bit. Going for the extras here in this matchup. Going for this Leaf Blade. And they do shield that. And now this is the CMP here. So going for this Leaf Blade as well. And grabbing the final shield from the Jelly. It would not have KO'd. And I seriously contemplated shielding this, but they could have caught on us, so we do elect to save the shield for Aurorus. And right here, we made a misplay. We decided to go straight for the Meteor Beam boost, get rid of the Zard. What we needed to do was over-farm on that Charizard. Yeah, I kind of lost track of the Zard's energy, to be honest. But yeah, that's now this Jelly is just one away from the back-to-back. And yeah, if we had over-farmed on that Zard, we would have been in a much better position. But we lost track of the energy. You got to keep track of that energy, guys. Trainers are just way too good these days. Good game, well played to them. That last one really left a bad taste in my mouth. And we get met with a Deoxys to add insult to injury. Holy smokes. This is a tricky lead to deal with, but again, this is where Leaf Blade can come in clutch. When you're at a type disadvantage, Leaf Blade really puts in the work, and Deoxys has to throw Psycho Boost to do any meaningful damage to us. The other two options, of course, are resisted with our Grass and Fighting typing. And as you can see, holy smokes, the Leaf Blades are absolutely putting in the work here. They're going to throw this move, and now we're going to go into Walrein here. We only take a single super effective here from these counters, and Walrein is the dedicated safe swap. They hit us with a Rock Slide, expecting at least a Dark type in the back. They've got a Double here. Double is also a very strong pairing with Deoxys, as handles the Ghost types quite well, I must say. So all we really are going to do is play out the zero, spam this thing with Weather Balls on proper timing, of course. You don't want to abandon your fast move timing. And they are going to actually look to throw a move here. I was wondering if this would actually KO, but it does. Double has stab on that. Oh, not quite. It didn't quite KO, but they get an extra double kick out of the deal, which is not great for us. I'm reading that there's likely another normal type or dark type in the back, so Virizion is quite valuable here. I knew that we were going to have to shield one of these body slams here. Gonna let this one go. It's not gonna do too much to us, and we are still healthy enough to handle this Deoxys. So at this point, I'm thinking maybe it's the Home Slice Henry variation of this team with Guzzlord and Double in the back. I ran a version myself with Mandibuzz and Guzzlord. So at this point, we're okay to let Virizion go down. And we're just fully reading that there is a Guzzlord in the back, and Aurorus can handle that no problem. Gonna pivot now into Aurorus, and this was a very dumb shield because they've already debuffed themselves. We should have definitely let this go. But we shielded. That's not a good shield, especially with it being debuffed. And now we have no shields, but I don't think we need shields for what we think is in the back. They bring in the low health Double to get farmed down. Now I'm really reading that there's a Guzzlord. It's not a Guzzlord, but still just as good. It's a Alolan Muck running Poison Jab. So going for this Meteor Beam, we got so much farm. They shield the first one. We get to the second one. You definitely want to be shielding the second one. But their back is kind of against the wall here a little bit. They eat a boosted Meteor Beam from our Aurorus, and they can get to Dark Pulse all they want. It's not going to help them. We tank that like a champ, no problem. And we get to the Weather Ball Aurorus. I'm telling you, one of the better closers on the right team. We say bye-bye to the Muck, and Aurorus has taken over yet another game in dominant fashion, closing strong. Good game well played to them. Oh, if you're not sold on Aurorus after watching this team, I don't know what's going to sell it for you, but here we go. Another Deoxys lead. My goodness, shiny Deoxys here. So we're going to play this out the same way we did in the last one. We're just going to go for these Leaf Blades here. Now, generally, they will go for the resisted move. And that would be really good for us, of course, for obvious reasons. I like to get off 2 Leaf Blades. That gets it down to a manageable range here. We're going to let this go. And even if it is the Psycho Boost, it hurts quite a bit. And they give us Switch. Holy smokes, I was not expecting the Grand Ball. I was expecting the same team as last time. So we stay in, take way too much Shadow Charm damage, but we do leave with a move, and we are still in play here. Going for the Icicle Spear here, and going to throw with proper timing. On the second one, we grab the first shield. They can tank this. Or actually, they're getting within KO range. They could have tanked it there, and they let us get to a third. You're not farming down a non-Shadow Walrein. Too tanky. We say bye-bye to the Grand Bull. They got way too greedy. Oh, that did not work out well for them. They went down with energy, and they gave up their shields in the process. That is awful for them, unfortunately. Gonna just look to chip with that Leaf Blade that we stored, and now it is all up to Aurorus to perhaps do something here, bring this home for us. We've got the shields, can shield up the Psycho Boost. We don't know what's lurking in the back, but we do now. It's a Clefable, so... not a complete degen team. It's not double charm, so I gotta respect that for sure. Clefable, quite good in the Ultra League now with Fairy Wind, but it's just not gonna help them. They have no shields. We hit that Meteor Beam. We say bye-bye to the Clefable with our boosted Weather Ball. And they are fighting till the very end. All we have to do is shield this up, and Aurorus has something for this Deoxys as well. They realize that it's over. Valiant effort by them. You gotta respect the hustle. Good game, well played to them. And that is the team, my friends. Like I said, with this Adventure Week event going on, Amara is out in the wild. That's the pre-evolution to Aurorus. So now is a good time to get yourself a good one. Get out there, hunt yourself, hunt down a Aurorus for yourself so that you can put in work in the Ultra League with it. This is my favorite Aurorus team, Double Ice behind Virizion. It puts in the work. But guys, I had a blast. I hope you all enjoyed. As always, I thank you for watching, and keep up the grind. Thank you, guys.